Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I'm Jemay.
And I'm Detroit.
Thankfully, I'm not on that nasty ass phone. I did not enjoy that at all. I won't be doing that again. Um, Today we're talking about the LA Sparks. Uh, they have the number 2 pick in the draft. They had a kind of somewhat expected season. I mean, the Cam injury definitely hurt. Uh, and none of us really expected them to do particularly well, but there were bright spots along the season, especially with Rakia Jackson. Um, they got a new coach this offseason, um, and they are set up to be successful in the long term. So we'll kind of talk about, of course, how the season went, what we're expecting from them in the draft, people they could pick up in free agency, and so on and so forth. Y'all know the play. Um, so yeah, again, didn't expect the Sparks to be competitive really this year, and I really feel like next year are probably going to be learning years for them, growth years, especially with them having a first year head coach. Um, you're about to use your I mean, you're about to have the number 2 pick in the draft. You have Rakia Jackson, you have Cam Brink, and other like young players and people trying to find their way. So in an ultra competitive league like the WNBA, they are the one of the odd teams outside of Valkyrie, to me. So it's going to be really hard pressed for me to see them making any type of realistic noise, but that does not always mean a successful season can't be had. To me, they were Rakia's bright spot, and De'Erica being the player that she was, and some of the other young talent that the Sparks had really uh, shown that they were on the right path. There were definitely times where Kia could have probably had like 30, potentially 40 points, and it was just like the powers that be did not want her to do that. So we'll see how that opens up for her next year because she is one of the easily one of the most talented scorers in the league right now. The fluidity is there. Uh, Mid-range assassin, like she can really get anywhere on the court. She is extremely pro ready. Uh, I think with an unlimited leash, she could have been in the rookie of the year conversation. Uh, with her not starting at the beginning of the year, I think that was extremely questionable uh, to this day. But yeah, uh, I'm excited to see this future of the Sparks. They're not going to be a needle moving team next year, but they have the pieces to do so as the years go on.
I was trying to look, I went back and looked at our like what we ranked them. Um and we really did. Y'all two ranked them 12 and I ranked them 11. So we really did not believe in them. And it was warranted. It was warranted. I think they I don't know what's wrong with the Sparks. I mean, I knew it was gonna be bad, obviously, when NECA was like, I'm not coming back. Um, which is like I feel like was valid. Um, they had the injury bug in 2023, and then it's like y'all got rid of Jordan Canada, who was like kind of carrying your team. Um, so yeah, like I didn't have any expectations from. But I will say, um, this is why I wanted Kurt Miller fired though, because they shouldn't have looked as bad as they did most of the time. Like obviously, like I still would have expected them to be at the bottom, but there were so many games where they just like it's like what y'all getting out there and doing? Like it's like if they weren't playing Vegas, they were like, all right, y'all, we just, we this pickup. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Um, and that was very embarrassing. And then for Cam, I think, started out really well, and then she went down, and I feel like that's kind of when Rakia started to get a bit more minutes. Um, which is again like malpractice for Kurt Miller because like there's no reason you should have had who was even there starting five.
Um, I have to see. I feel like I could find like who that lineup was in that first game. Wasn't it? Wait, it was Leisha, Lexi, um,
Yeah,
Deerica,
and
Cam,
and Kia Nurse.
and Kia. Yeah.
Um, and no disrespect to Kia Nurse, she's a great person. Or Lexi Brown, no disrespect to any of them, but you drafted these people 2 and 4. Why are we not putting them in the game? Like what like Rakia Jackson played 20 minutes. She had a terrible first game, but okay, that's fine. But like why are we Lexi actually had a worse game. They actually her and Lexi had actually equally bad games. Like they shot the same percentage, and that is kind of nasty because one of them has been here for a little bit and the other one has not. And that's just kind of to me like kind of the point. It's like if you're a young team, like just commit to the bit of being bad, like at least letting Rakia, get more minutes or like even Ari getting more minutes. Zaya could have got more minutes. Ray Burrell could have got more minutes. Like the second half of the season, all of the young players were like, oh, actually, we know how to play basketball. We're actually pretty good. It's like maybe if you started that way, the Sparks could have been a 9 seed, maybe they make the playoffs. Probably not, but they could have been not 11 or 12. Um, and so yeah, I don't know. That's kind of why I was kind of glad that Kurt was fired. I understand why people were saying that, like, why people were caught off guard by it. Um, I was not. I was like, this not really working. Like, you're not doing. I don't feel like you're doing anything to maximize all of your young talent. Um, Especially with like Lee Yuru. Like, you have all of this talent that they're young and they're still trying to figure it out, but you not putting them on the floor till the second half of the season when you're kind of just like, we ain't got nothing to lose. You ain't had nothing to lose at the beginning. So I really don't understand like what the thought process was. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to something that we've talked about before, where I looked at it as there seemed to be a disconnect between Kurt Miller and the Sparks front office. When you look at it that way, they kind of did have to fire him because it's clear from the lineups that Kurt was putting out there, you could tell that there was a focus on I want to put as much veteran to have as many veterans out there on the floor as possible because he was basically saying I want to have lineup stability. I want to go up there and keep us in as many games as possible. But the problem with that is the Spartans did not have the high end veteran talent to swing things in that direction. Like they needed they should have like they should have been made clear prior to the season that the point is to maximize the young players. Like you got to give Rakia and Cam, of course, before she was injured. Like we brought in these two rookies with these two lottery picks. Give them a runway. Let them adjust to the pace of this league. Let them make mistakes. We're going to be losing a lot of games. So we might as well get what we can out of them in that process. And they brought in a tenured head coach who was probably like, well, I don't want to coach no rebuilding team. And like that's an organizational disconnect. And when that's the case, you kind of have to move on.
Yeah, it's almost like everyone knew the Sparks were gonna be bad except Kurt Miller. And then they were still bad anyway. That nigga was like, I'll be damned if we stink. And you're damned, actually. Got bad news for you, buddy. Uh, and I was looking at, and it was the crazy thing about Cam, and I know we'll get into her. She was like leading the league in blocks for a really long time. Like, it was
Yeah.
a point where I think she was still top five in blocks, and she had not played for like 10, 15 games. Like her impact was insane. I'm very excited to see what happens with her by the end of the season. She could by the end of next year and like just how her career progresses. Because she could really rack up a bunch of Defensive Player of the Year awards. Like if her offense never progresses and she's this type of defensive player her whole career, uh, well, sorry, we do have to address the fouling. Um, absolutely
Yeah,
have to
because
address
she's
the
a
fouling.
foul merchant.
If
I'm not
if
gonna get on her. I'm not gonna get
if
on her.
she stays at the offensive production she is, but she cleans up the fouls and is still the defensive presence that she is, she will be a high end player like for her whole career. But on to Rakia. So in May, she averaged 24 minutes a game. She averaged 10 points on 53% shooting. In June, she averaged 24 minutes per game. She averaged 10 points again on 44% shooting. In July, which is only 6 games, she averaged 33 minutes and averaged 15 points on 41% shooting. In August, she played 7 games, averaged 16 or 17 points per game on in 33 minutes a game. And then in September, she played 9 games and averaged uh 33 minutes and 16 points a game. So like she would and on 41% shooting. So like she was really extremely consistent and also you could tell like all she needed was the minutes. Like all she needed was the time to get the ball. And there were so many times during games where uh well we would see she'd have like 15 points in the second quarter and then she'd end the game with like 20. And it's like, what are you doing as a coach to, because of course teams are going to adjust when the player is hot. But like, what are you doing as a coach to adjust to those adjustments to continue feeding the hot hand and helping them to score more points? Because, like I said, there's no reason for her to not have multiple 30-point games last year. She absolutely could have. Um, I don't even think she had a 30-point game all year. Her career high right now is 25. She scored more than 20 6 times
Six.
and scored 19 or more 9 times. Like she could have shot a lot more times than she did. Her career high in field goal attempts is 18. Um, honestly, with the way the Sparks was looking, she probably could have been 25. You know, just let's just see. Just go ahead and shoot it. Let's just see.
Um, I have an observation here that might segue into um the new coach because in Rakia's 25-point game, which is her current career high, she attempted eight threes and she was 6 for 8.
This,
I ain't saying.
hold on, hold on.
Listen,
Who,
so
who was this against?
This is against
Let's talk about
Dallas.
it was against Dallas. Yeah,
It was that I think it was that overtime game that lost.
I think so. I think so because I'm looking. So, and I know we kind of we'll get back into this, but there were 13 games 13 games last season where Rikia took at least four threes. And she
Okay.
took more than four. She took more than four in 7 games. So and she played every game this season. So yeah.
Three in this game.
So I wonder because we didn't officially like talk about Lynn Roberts yet, but I know that we were getting there. But Lynn Roberts is kind of a driving kick, lays and threes
The analytics
offense.
lady.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mike D'Antoni ball. Um, but yeah. So and not just and I don't think you can fully take the mid range away from Ricky. I think that she's too talented of a scorer for that. But I do think that Lynn Roberts and her staff will encourage Rakia to take more threes and some people say to cut the fat out of her game because a lot of people consider the mid range to be an unnecessary shot. But when you have a shot creator at that level, you gotta let her take those. Like I can understand it if these players are not the focal points of your offense. Like if you want to bring in specialists that are only going to shoot threes to create more spacing, that's fine. But I think when you got a mid-range talent like Rakia, you got to let her pull those. I mean, I ain't saying she got to do it every possession down the floor, but that there needs to be that needs to be part of her game because that's the reason that she gets defended the way she does.
I will
All
say, oh, but
I was gonna say all the best players in the league have a midi. Like like really outside of Alyssa Thomas, and it's really only because she ain't got no shoulders. Like that's literally her. It, everybody else got some type of a mid-range game. So like they, and I'm sure Lynn Roberts knows as much as she like Rakia Jackson shooting threes and expanding her game is going to be great. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and her career progresses and she's in these tight playoff games and the game slows down and niggas ain't scored for 2 minutes, like I need my go-to midi and I need Rakia to take it. And I'm sure Rakia will take it.
I will say though, I think um to Jay's point, when Rikia is like hot, um, she shot 6 for 8 from the 3 point line. I will say I feel like one of the things that kind of annoyed me about Kurt is that um I feel like every time somebody attempted a three, it just seemed like it was kind of a last minute thought, like, oh, it was like, oh, we don't know what we're about to
Hmm.
do, so just shoot it. And I feel like a lot of Rakia shots came like that. And like I feel like especially early on, you could kind of see like the hesitation of her, like, do I shoot this or do I step in? What should I do? And so I do think one of the benefits of having um someone like Lynn is that she will be able to get them more quality shots because that'll just be a really big part of their system. Um so and I feel like with the personnel that the Sparks have right now, um it actually kind of works well because you got Azare who can shoot the three, Cam can shoot the three, Rakia can shoot the three. If Lexi comes back, she can shoot the three. Um, They don't got Stephanie Talbot no more, but she can shoot the three. Um, the only person on there that I would be like, I don't know about is maybe Ari.
Hmm.
Aries, the only person I'm like, cause Zaya, I think is better going downhill, but she can also shoot pretty well. Um, so I feel like they have the personnel to be able to like get more quality threes off. Um, so like I do wonder like what's that like I do think like it could theoretically, even though like I would like to see the mid range continue in Rakia's game, like I don't think it's gonna like make her a worse player if she's not shooting as many.
Yeah, I just want because a point that you made is that you feel like the three was almost too much of an afterthought with under Kurt, and I do think because Rakia is a good outside shooter, she's a good scorer. Period. So I do think they should be empowering her to take those. So, and I think that needs to apply for everyone because Ari is not, Ari is she's a willing 3-point shooter. She's not, you know, I think I think she shoots close to four threes a game. So she's willing to shoot them, but I feel like if there's more emphasis on it, like if there are more actions coming down the floor where plays are being drawn up to get her an open three, I feel like you get more into rhythm and get more comfortable knocking those down. But yeah, I saw where they were saying, you know, it's very points per possession, points per shot attempt, and that's lays threes and free throws, basically. Like, there's a lot of that. So I do think I do think there will be more emphasis on the three, but I don't think I don't think you can afford to completely cut out the mid range when you've got a shot creator of Rakia's caliber. Plus, I feel like they'll give Lynn a runway with this team. I feel like you have to give I feel like you have to give her at least 2 or 3 years to kind of bring in the way to have the roster look the way that she wants it to look and have the scheme implemented the way that she wants it to be played. So I think that'll matter too.
I
That's
think
a oh go ahead, Don.
I was gonna say I think if she doesn't make her the playoffs by year three, I think that's when you start looking like we might need to see about something else. But yeah, I think she does. She's definitely deserves a 2 3 year grace period. Like unless some egregious shit come out about her, if they stink this year and they stink next year, it should every. I feel like everyone should be like, okay, I understand. Like it shouldn't be cause for questioning about is she a good coach or not until maybe the second half of the second year or the year three. But before then, everybody need to be trying shit.
All right, so to that point, um, who are they gonna take at number two? Because I feel like depending on who they take, the the playoffs might like she might definitely need 3 or 4 years before
Mhm.
we're like, okay, you're good.
Okay, so it's a bit okay.
Well, maybe we should start.
Yeah, okay, assuming that Paige Beckers goes one.
Okay.
The second the second best player in the class is Kiki Iriafen. I don't I that's that's just my thought on it. But do the Sparks take Olivia Miles instead?
I will say it might be like I feel like Olivia Miles is like her current point. Well, Utah's current point guard's name is Inez Vieira. Um, And honestly, Olivia Miles is like she is like a supercharged version of her. So I feel like if Lynn gets her, that might like fit perfectly. Um, but like I don't know. I was like I don't know if you really can pass up Kiki. Like I'm just you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
like and you know it's like if you're gonna commit to like the bit of being a young team, like how far are we willing to go? Because that's why I'm like for a second I was like maybe we should think about who we're keeping um instead of drafting first. Because it's like okay, if you take a Kiki and you got a Cam, do you keep De'Erica?
I think no. I think you tell her, I appreciate it, big dog. It's not your fault, but we getting young.
Okay, so that leads me to another question, man. Would they be trading? They would be trading De'Erica in this case, right?
Yeah.
Or is she a free agent?
If she is a free
They
agent, I think you sign and trade her.
I think she's signed to them.
okay. So you're trading De'Erica. What do you target?
Hold on. Let me be unethical and go to my WNBA trade finder.
Oh my God. I'm even looking up this the Spark Stat salary sheets. Uh, why I feel like though I can't read. And of course it's on the Fevers. I don't want to see them. Um, okay, so for 2025, the Sparks have Dearica Azare, Ray Burrell. Okay, so they're confirmed are Dearica Azare and Lexi. Everybody
Mhm.
else is unprotected or free agent.
All right, boom. Let's get unethical. Let's send De'Erica. I don't like the way you look at me.
Okay, but go ahead, please. Go ahead, say it.
We sending De'Erica to the Wings for.
So,
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Chill, 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 chill out, chill out, chill out. Um, we sending De'Erica to the Wings for Kalani and JC Sheldon and draft compensation.
Why the fuck would the Wings say yes to that? Like what?
Or
okay.
something.
The only well, one, no, the Wings are not going for that. That's one. But not for all of that.
Oh, well, we could take out the draft compensation.
I'm not giving
I
up
don't think
JC
they want
Sheldon
to
for
I don't
De'Erica.
think they want to I don't think they want to trade Jason. I do think they would trade Kalani though.
They kind of got to. I was
I,
all I'm only saying I think I'm including JC because I'm under the assumption that you're drafting Kiki. So then
you need a guard.
yeah. So I mean, uh,
So
maybe you could do Kalani and Lou Lopez.
I don't know if Dallas is the right. Well, I mean, if they're gonna commit to the young bit, you could maybe get away with a Lou or even maybe a Jalen. I don't know if she's signed to Dallas for next year. Um, I don't know, but if I'm the Wings, I'm the
I'm also thinking of the Kurt Miller connection. I know she was really hurt when that nigga got traded. And
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I feel like if they're gonna give De'Erica up, I would maybe send her to. I'm trying to think of who got who. I might ship her to Connecticut, low key. Like if we can get Ty Harris over here, or Dejanay
Are we
They
under
or
are
gonna
we un
it,
are we under the assumption that Alyssa Thomas and Dewanna Bonner stays?
I'm under the assumption that they do not stay.
yeah. I feel like if they trade De'Erica, they need to be looking for a ball handler that's going to drive because you need somebody that the defense is going to collapse on.
What about Ariel Atkins?
I like Ariel. So, I mean, do you play her at the four or do you play Kiki at the four and Cam at the five?
Yeah, Kiki at the four, Cam at the five. For a second, I thought you were saying Ariel at the four. I was like, I don't think that lady can play that position. Is that what you meant?
No,
Okay.
no,
Um,
no, no.
I think yeah. I mean, I'm just saying because I feel like Ariel would be somebody that's like, I mean, she's technically, I mean, she's a veteran. She's won a championship. And I feel like Washington is also in that space of like, we need to shake some shit up. And I know she's their like staple player. But maybe she just needs a change of scenery. And I feel like that would be beneficial for both parties.
I think it could be. Washington is in such an odd spot because they still don't have a coach yet,
Yeah.
or like I don't know what direction that team is trying to go in. So there could be reports like right after they bring in a GM that they're looking to trade Ariel Atkins because they could be saying, okay, well we're going to reshape this whole roster.
Who else is who else Washington is on it? I'm trying to think of who else other like what other guards are signed for
Brittany
sure.
Sykes,
Jewel
Um,
Lloyd.
we're not entertaining you right now. Um
Hey,
no,
hey,
wait.
hey, hey.
Detroit
and
Kimbrell Walker is a free agent. So honestly, I might give her a
I
call.
do like yeah, I do like Satori.
You want Jewel Lloyd on the Sparks.
I don't want Jewel Lloyd on the Sparks, but I you gotta do
I
what you
think
got. You
this.
gotta do what you gotta do.
I think the Sparks inquire about Jewel.
I'm not inquiring about Jewel Lloyd. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm not.
De'Erica.
I think they do. 'Cause here's the thing. Like, do I think that would be a bit of a rush to do, considering the makeup of the rest of the roster? Yes, absolutely. But it's almost one of those things where if an all W caliber player becomes available, you see what we can do to get that.
I've seen worse trades in my life.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. The dream would be calling about Jewel Lloyd if they had not made the JC trade.
Hey, y'all gonna call about De'Erica?
No, no, they're not.
J Face is saying something different than you.
I hope they're not calling that lady. I'm like
They're probably not. They're probably not. They're probably not.
my
But
because my kind of beef with De'Erica is that okay, like she started off the season hooping, right? But as soon
mm,
as Azare came back and her like as soon as Azare came back, it was almost like her efficiency and like all that kind of stuff went down, which is like makes sense because now you kind of have somebody else to help you. But I feel like once Azare came back, I felt like there were too many times where De'Erica disappeared. And I mean, if you're a veteran team and you just need somebody to come in and give you some minutes, I mean, if you can let her go to Seattle because I mean, you already got your starters and you getting a De'Erica off the bench like that kind of works. That works perfectly for you. But if you're Also, I don't think she's gonna work in Carl's system. That's why I don't think she's gonna
Oh,
go.
that now that could be true. That could be true.
I don't think she's gonna call for that reason. But um, yeah. So I think like maybe yeah, I don't know. Something that would be fair, I would say, is I think Washington. But I do see the reason for calling her, but also I'm a little concerned. Well, maybe not because 2023 Jewel, although inefficient, she made the young kids look good. Like they were really competitive
Jewel
for
Lloyd is probably a really good bet. I can't hold you.
she who is it Juju? She like mentors one of the college players. She always posts pictures with them. I think it's Juju.
We
I think so.
that De'Erica and Azare for Jewel Lloyd pick is gonna hit the streets real hard.
No, they okay. Hold on. The Sparks can't get around Azare. Now that's too far. That's too far. Eh, That's too far. Now hold on. Let me see who else they
They're
got.
committing to the young bit. They're.
Azare is young,
I mean, Azure is young.
like
That's not.
26.
Yeah,
But
she is.
yes, she's young. I understand that. But I'm also thinking of Cam Brink, Liru, and Kiki.
Lena Rue says she don't want to come back. She said,
Yeah, Leah Rule is a free agent,
not
right?
she's a reserved, so I think they still
Oh, okay,
offer
okay.
her. But she said, I don't want to come back. So I don't know if she changes her mind because Kurt's gone. I don't know if she had beef with him or with the tea there was, but um okay, if they keep no, I still don't think you give up Azare. I don't now a Ray
No, I
Burrell,
don't think. Yeah,
Zaya, Lexi,
What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say, Zion?
they can go. Julie, I don't think Julie played in a couple years. She can go too. But I wouldn't give up Azare.
So De'Erica and Zaya for Jewel Lloyd. If I was the Storm, I would ask for De'Erica and Ray Brea.
I would definitely ask for Ray Burrell. I would absolutely ask for Ray Burrell.
I'm asking for De'Erica and Azare and seeing if they hang up the phone. And if they hang up the phone, then I'm saying, all right, I'm playing. Chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. What's Ray Burrell talking about? And then if they hang up the phone again, then I'm asking about Zaya.
I will say though, Zaya might be okay in Lynn's system because she is like a pretty good like getting down here hill guard. Now passing out of that, I don't know, but I think she could be useful. Um, but obviously Ray is more. I feel like her game is a little bit more solidified. Despite her also getting like weird playing time. That's also why I was okay
mhm.
with Kurt getting fired because it's like she had went out there, they was losing the game, and I just remember vividly them putting Ray Burrell in, and she like just changed the whole like momentum of the game, and then he set her back down, and I was like, "Are you ready to like? Do you want to win or like what are we doing here? Like, I just need us to. If y'all wanted to lose, like it's okay, just say that. But it was just yeah, it was just too sporadic. But okay, I can see Jewel. I can see Jewel if you want Kiki. If you draft Kiki.
So hmm. drafting is drafting at 2 is really hard, especially in this draft because it's like I feel like for most of the time when you have the players of this caliber, you draft best player available instead of need.
For a need. Yeah,
So is it like, but it's like, is the gap up? See, I hate this shit. Is the gap of, bro, is the gap of best player available and what's needed? Like, is Kiki that much better than Olivia Miles to justify doing that? Or like, how?
I personally think so. Not like I
he
think
might be. Yeah,
I think
and
Kiki's
I
upside
wouldn't
is
be
way
mad.
higher than
I
Livia's.
wouldn't listen. We on this bitch calling her baby Asian. I she could really be. That's I get it, but
But the only thing like for Olivia is like I feel like point guards, especially like relatively true point guards, are kind of hard to come by. And so I might take her off the strength of like I know well like if I'm Lynn Roberts, I'm like I know what she could do, and that works perfectly, especially getting better shots and spacing the floor. I I don't know. I feel like this might be a situation where you like actually we go with what you need. But then too, that's the question of like, okay, are they gonna keep Airy? Are they gonna try to call Odyssey back? Are they going to are they gonna come back with Crystal?
I
Like
think
I don't know what they was doing with the guards.
I think if you do draft Olivia, you have to bring Odyssey back as a mentor. Like you have to. Like there's probably no there I feel like there are a few better guards available to show them the ropes on like ways to not only survive and thrive and read WNBA defenses and all this other stuff. Because like we talked about this before. Bigs and especially forwards is the hardest. Like you're playing the best players in the league, but being a guard is the hardest position to learn. So it could very easily be a culture shock for her if she does not have the right people around her telling her this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you do it. Like you don't want even if the Sparks do commit to the youth movement completely, you don't want to have a team of 12 young niggas. It's just it's just that not a recipe for success. Because then they get used to losing and no one tells them like, hey, this is actually not how basketball is played. By the way, do not get used to this because this is not what it's like. Um, so yeah, I think you have to. Um, but yeah, I it's like they're in the Sparks are in a no lose situation, but they're also in like a if we make the wrong pick, we are a footnote in a documentary about how we skipped over this one player and we look really crazy. It's like, damn, if because who has the third
See,
pick?
the thing about the draft though is like there's no sure thing in the draft anyway.
Yeah.
It's all a crapshoot.
So yeah,
And that's why I'm kind of like I don't really think they could go wrong either way. Um, but I think I might go Kiki. Like I feel like I would pick Kiki.
yeah, yeah. I just think Kiki is the better player, and if you picking at number two, how much of a luxury do you have for real? Like unless you're like orchestrating some sort of trade back in like if you want Olivia Miles that bad, get Chicago to trade up. Well, no, because Chicago might take her if they get up to two. So
Because, but like, I mean, we already talked about Chicago, but I don't give a fuck. If I got the number two pick, I'm picking Kiki. I don't give a fuck who got
yeah,
it. It's
If you
Chicago, LA, whatever.
I think yeah, I think Kiki should be the number two pick, whether LA is selecting there or not. I think she's the number two prospect in this class.
I think if you trade up with Chicago, you gotta get niggas to pinky swear. Like you got to. Like
You said this deal will only be agreed upon under these specific conditions.
it's like if I trade this up so you could draft Olivia Miles and you draft Kiki Iriafen, I am beating your ass. Like if I catch you outside, it's gonna be an issue.
But see, I mean, I don't think LA needs to do that though. Like, you just pick Kiki and move on. But I do think Chicago benefits from I do think Chicago benefits from getting Olivia. So if the Sparks are being like we want to be haters, I would I would take Olivia because it's like y'all need her a little bit more than we do. But
It's like, it's the Sparks are in a place like, do I want both of us to win or do I want you to lose? Basically, like how am I feeling about y'all right now? That's really the question. Because they really could just put out reports for the next, or at least around draft season, like the Sparks are considering taking Olivia at 2, and then see what Chicago on. Like, we're thinking about it, just so you know. But I know y'all want her. Y'all best player on the team. Been begging for a guard. Yeah, I know y'all thinking about it.
I don't know though. But like if Chicago,
But also, it's like, what does Chicago have that I want?
Pick 5 or whatever number that is.
So you trade 2 for 3 and 5. So Chicago can guarantee that they pick.
Whoever they want. And then at that point, you be like, I don't care because I got two first.
That's not bad.
Chicago does not have 5. I'm sorry. Chicago has 3 and 10.
That's bad. I mean, that's not bad, but it's not. It don't hit the
Golden
same.
State has 5.
but I feel like this class is a little chaotic. So you honestly, I don't know who the
Yeah,
fuck
it
gonna pick.
is.
Like who gonna be there?
You can't.
Give me
I,
three,
for
give me
me,
three and
for
Elizabeth
me, I'm
Williams.
yeah. For me, I'm staying at 2 and just taking Kiki and just letting that be that. We're not gonna be good next year anyway, so I'm just gonna take the best player on the board and let things shake out how they shake out.
Yeah,
So who do we think they protected in their draft?
the Sparks.
Hmm.
Let me get this list. Rakia, Cam, Dearica, Azure, Ray Burrell.
And and Aaron McDonald.
That's a really good 6.
Who did who did Golden State take?
Golden State took.
Stephanie Talbot.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like so if we assume that I think that they protected the 6 that we named. So that means Golden State was picking between Stephanie Talbot and Kia Nurse.
And Lexi. Oh, you just mean
Well,
who they would have picked.
I feel like they wouldn't have taken. I feel like because of health concerns they wouldn't have taken Lexi
Right.
Yeah.
because she's missed so many games over the past few years. But and they weren't going to take Kia Nurse as their unrestricted free agent.
If you were the Sparks, what type of players are you looking for in free agency? I feel like for most of these teams, we talked about like players that could push them over the edge in a playoff, if not championship run. But the Sparks are a little different because we're not expecting them to be good. So it's like, do you draft or do you try to sign like a project player? Do you try to sign like some solid vets
My
to
computer hates me.
aid along the roster? Or like what do you do? I'm trying to look
I feel
at
like
like
you have to. I feel like you have to go for an upside. I mean, I guess that you can. I guess you can. Let's say you try to fill out around the margins with shooters. Like if you bringing in a player who can spot up, maybe that's what you target. Maybe you just target that play style. But as far as
Sorry, guys.
yeah, I think you just have to you have to go for an upside swing somewhere, similar to what the Sky did when they signed Kennedy Carter to just say, this player's career to this point hasn't gone the way that we thought it would, but she's so good and she has the potential to be so good. We're just gonna give her a shot. I think the Sparks should be looking for that type of home run swing. I don't know who that player is in this free agent class, but I feel like that's what they should be trying to do because I don't think their moves are going to be made with next season in mind.
I don't think of what's available or what type of upside players are really like ironically enough, do you try to see what Kennedy Carter is talking about again?
Probably not. Not to say that they shouldn't, but they probably won't.
Do you try to see about Awak Career from Dallas because she's a restricted
It's
free
just,
agent?
yeah, make her an offer. I mean, Dallas might just keep her anyway, but make her an offer. Like it's one of the things where what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, go for it.
Do you make a play on Dana?
I can see it.
Yeah, yeah, go for that too.
I was thinking, Tip is Tiffany Hayes is probably gonna stay with Las Vegas, or at least try to. Um, I don't know how if Tiffany Mitchell is healthy, I might take her.
That's not bad.
Yeah, nah, I go for that.
Diamond
Yeah.
DeShields? Oh no, she stressed me out. She stressed me out. I'm sorry.
Now Diamond and see, okay, so Diamond is an upside swing, but her career has been derailed so much to this point, and it's not really any fault of hers, but it's just I don't know. I wouldn't mind them, just trying to see because it's one of them things. It's one of them things that if it don't pan out, it's not that big a deal. So I say it could be worth you know trying it out.
Do you or not do you? Would you try to see if Brianna Jones can make a leap?
A leap to do what? What do you mean?
I think Bree Jones kind of. I think
Question.
Bree
I don't
Jones. Yeah, Bree Jones kind of is what she is, and what she is really good. But I don't know what more you'd be expecting of her.
I guess I'm more thinking like maybe she had a little Dior arc. Just like I get a little, you get a little more responsibility and things just naturally come your way.
Um, I think that could be true, but I don't know how well that works with how Lynn Roberts plays,
That's also true.
or at least what she's shown previously, because she might switch it up a little bit. She said, in her presser, she was like, it's gonna be focused on quality shots," and I'm like, what does that mean, Lynn? Like, your quality and my quality might be different. I don't know. Um, yeah, I mean,
Sammy Wickham, come on down.
you know,
Anybody that can shoot is gonna get a call from the Sparks. So probably they'll probably see.
look, if Golden State don't hold on to Zentlacini, I mean, she'll she'll
Yeah, but
reserve.
I
I
feel
might
like
give him a call.
if I'm if I'm Golden State, if I'm Golden State, I feel like you have to at least for this year.
I think next free agent class is when they really like see like, okay, yeah, let's see if we can get some needle movers.
Next year class is gonna be
I think everybody's gonna be a free agent, like
yeah.
the whole league.
It's
I
gonna
can't.
be a free for all in free agency next
I
year.
feel like
So
everybody is gonna be everybody who signs this year is probably gonna be signing a 1 year deal anyway. So it's like, yeah,
Okay,
this shit gonna
some of
be
them.
we this might be one of the best free agent classes in any sport ever.
So
honestly.
in 2026, the free agents, just a few. Arike, um, Sabrina Nescu, pretty much Las Vegas's card for.
Yeah.
Uh, Fee, um, who else on here? There's a lot of people on here.
You
Like,
talking about for 2026?
yeah.
Jackie Young, Joel Lloyd, Kalia Copper, Enrique, Skylar, Sabrina, Dearica, Asia, Ariel Atkins, Natasha Cloud, Chelsea Gray, Azare, Jonquel Jones, Ezzy, Fee, Benaja Laney, Courtney Williams, Alicia Gray, Rebecca Allen, Alana Smith, Bridget Carlton. Like it's insane.
And then all the rookies, like all of Aaliyah's class, is gonna basically be like they'll be available for like an extension or whatever.
hmm
So that gets a little spicy too.
Shakira, Ryan, and
And
Mason
I
gonna be
and they probably
restricted free
not
agents.
the whole 22 class. I think the whole 22 class is restricted, and then the 23 class is extension eligible. I think
Yeah.
that's how it works. Yeah, I have no like that's gonna be impossible to predict because it could be movement everywhere.
But we'll see how the Sparks want to act. I'm very interested to see how they feel their roster. I mean, it's a lot that could be done in between now and the draft. It's a lot that could be done on draft day. Um, I mentioned this in the Wings episode. Sparks are not no top tier free agent destination. They are not needle movers right now. I need y'all to fake stop acting like the niggas got pulled like that because they just don't, and it's okay. Uh,
LA, you wanna make movies.
it's
I mean, but they should though. Like they
N-
should have pool. There is no
yeah.
reason why one of the like OG franchises look like this. You know what I'm saying? We was
Mhm.
clowning New York because y'all was on bullshit. LA, we need to really whack you a little harder because this is getting embarrassing.
Yeah, they ain't got motion. Nah, I'm sorry to let niggas know they are not the Lakers. Yeah, just I mean the Lakers ain't really got motion like that either. But Sparks definitely don't. The Lakers got LeBron, and they will not have motion when that nigga gone.
I was just thinking about that the other day, but we're not talking about them.
No men talk today are all. Or Jay, would you like to say the line? Excuse me.
Oh yes,
I
I
almost said
believe.
trip. See,
No, no,
You
I mean
already did. You already
you
did.
did.
Like I don't
I
That's
know.
didn't finish.
yeah,
I didn't finish the statement.
but yeah. All hearts and minds are clear.
Well, this has been another episode of Pull Up Three. I'm Paragon Don,
I'm Jemay.
I'm J Trent.
and we are out.